Sword of the Seven Suns by Gardner F. Fox, originally published in Planet Stories, Spring 1947. Read by Jon Gill. Part 10. Hearth waited for them outside the spaceship, to walk with them across the sands towards the Magna ship. As they went, Flane whistled to Saral and drew his reins under his arm. The Megathon trotted daintily at his heels. Energy surged in Flane's chest, lifting it. Like a great wave, elevating itself in a concave greenness lipped with foam bubbles, it grew in him. Here before him was a task, to fight the Darksiders. No longer would his life be a goalless ramble across desert sands. Instead, he had a people who would be like brothers to him, who was an orphan. He stood a moment, staring at the monumentum of his own folk, watching sunlight dapple the silvern hull of the spaceship. Then he turned his face to the Magna ship and went up the ladder. He saw that Saral was stabled below decks and walked with Evelyn towards the master cabin. Here, Hearth awaited him with maps and charts. "I want to show you how bold the Darksiders have become," said the Clarnvan. "Here is Mornal, southernmost of the city-states of the Clarn. Beyond Mornal rise a chain of mountain. In those mountains, and in the plains beyond them, dwell the Darksiders." "I have never seen a Darksider," said Flane slowly. "I don't know much about them." Hearth said bitterly, "Clarn itself is too centralized to be aware of their threat. But we at Mornal and Yila, we know. We rim the perimeter. Us they raid on their fleet megathons, stealing our horses and our women. With lance and arrow they come, shouting, 'Ojo, Ojo,' which is their war cry. They are a nomad race," said Evelyn, seated on a stool of carved jaune. "They live in tents that collapse to fit the backs of their packed megathons. They can cross miles of country in a day, so that we never find them in the same spot. Some of their men are master craftsmen. They make lances and bows that we marvel at. We marvel, too, at their skill with them." Hearth said, "I have heard it rumored that deep in the Darkside country they have cities patterned after ours. Their spies come and go in Mornal and Yila, because we Clarnva aren't suspicious enough to look for them. They learn much, and quickly. It is said they have imitated our culture to a great extent." "Are they like us, that they can come and go unnoticed?" asked Flane. "As alike as Crees in a pod. Usually they are browned by the sun, but then so are our hunters and herdsmen." Hearth sighed. "In the olden days, when the machine functioned, we did not need hunters and herdsmen. But now—" Flane thought fleetingly of Fodar. Now that he was dead, all hope for the key was lost, unless by chance someone would stumble on the combination of the lock. But so many have tried for so many years that Flane felt positive this was an improbable chance. He said to take his mind off the key, "Do you intend moving against the Darksiders, attacking them in their own domain?" "What else can we do? Should we wait for them to attack? We should never break their power. They swoop on us in few numbers at many points. If we are too strong at one point, they flee, but one or two of their bands always makes a killing." Flane patted the violet gun in his hands. "With this, we can make a killing ourselves." Over a Zethus wood table, Hearth planned the strategy. They would go over Mornal, displaying banners to tell people below that they were visiting the dark side to raise an army. High in the air, the last of the Magna ships would survey an endless countryside. At the sign of the gathered Darksider host, the ships would swing into position, and Flane would sweep their ranks with his weapon. Then the army would attack. Flane protested, as a thought came to him. "But must we kill these Darksiders? If they are ourselves, perhaps we could reason with them, teach them our culture, make them as we are." Hearth was horrified and said so, but Flane felt a sneaking liking for the nomads. He himself had been one for uncounted months on the desert. Besides, he was not a Clarnvan, and neither were the Darksiders. Without a race, Flane thought momentarily of adopting the Outsiders as his own. "We could teach them our knowledge," Flane continued stubbornly. "Their lances and arrows would make good trading material for them. We need good arrows and spears for hunting. Our ceramics and cities would be good bartering stuff, if we could instill in them a love for beauty, art to decorate their homes." "Tents," sniffed Hearth. "Those rumored cities of there, said Flame. We'll need ornament. Besides, were we to unite the Clonva and the Darksiders, we might build a race that would develop its own science, so that the machine would not be such a necessity. Evelyn let her red-brown eyes survey him tenderly. Her ripe mouth curved into a smile. She said to Flame, You want to be the giant of the prophecy who comes to unite all of Clarn beneath one banner. I am no giant who carries stars in his hand, said Flame soberly. But I try to think of the Darksiders. This was their planet. The Clonva took it from them. Ages ago. The Darksiders have rights, Hearth growled. The Darksiders are barbarians. They raid our flocks. Now they are gathering to destroy all of Mornal. Is that just? No, sighed Flame. We will have to fight them, of course. Still... He sighed again, and Evelyn put her warm hands on his and squeezed it. Her laughter cheered him, and he grinned at her. End of Part 10. Thank you for listening.